Silver Fox RC. Today's video is going to be how I spray my body shells, cut my body shells. Everyone does it differently, so I'm not saying my way is the best way. It's just, this is how I do it, and if there's a beginner out there that can gain any help from it, all good. So I've got this Mantis, car show Mantis. It's up for sale, and I had an RS500 shell on it, but that shell was cut to something else. And it just didn't look right with the wheel arches, and it didn't sell. I think there's a bit of a blip in the nitro market at the moment, but it didn't sell anyway. So I thought I'm just going to do a different body shell, proper one that fits it better, hopefully. Put it back up and see if it sells, you know, just by aesthetically making it look better. So I'm just going to go through everything that I do. I mean, you see on my other videos, I've done like Cronenberg shell, that goes on a HPI. I've done the red stripe. I've done another 350Z, which I'll be doing today. I think that went on another Mantis actually. So anyway, so you'll see on my other videos on what I get. I still get bleeds, you know, coming through on some of the tape and that. You try your hardest not to, but you just got to do what you can do, you know. Make your body shells as good as you can, because, you know, at the end of the day, when they're flying around and tearing around the tarmac, that's what you see at the end of the day. So you want to make it look as good as you can. So yeah, this video is going to be just, you know, showing you how I do it, what I use, and it might help you out. So let's start. So I got I think I got 3 HPI Nissan 350Z shells, and another one with a load of rubbish in a job lot. So I'm just going through using these. These are all 200mm. That's what you want for your nitros. Slightly wider than your Tamiyas, which will end up at 190s. So generally, to start off with, I will remove body posts. On this one, I can bend them down like that. So I'd remove the body post, I take the aerial out, lay it down like that. And then it's literally, as it's in that shape there, that form there, I literally sit it over. That way you can tell if you've got your wheels right. This one's slides over just right, so I think the tyres will come out a little bit further. And what you're trying to do, you're trying to line your wheel arch up with your tyres, getting the height right as well as you can. And then what I do, because a lot of them will have the wheel arches marked on them, and you cut them. Not every body shell is going to fit that particular model of nitro. Some people agree and they say that, you know, they'll cut with a wheel arch because that's what it looks like. I personally think once it's all sprayed, it looks better with a better margin around a tyre. So I would line her up as good as I can on both wheels, getting the height, and then I'll just use a Sharpie. And what I will do is I will eye it up, and I'd mark, because this has obviously got the outside film on it, so you ain't going to do no damage to it. I'll mark up round there like that, all 4 corners, do exactly the same. And also, while it's clear, you can see where your body posts are going to go. So then I'll do a little dot there, little dot there. You can eye up where your aerial is, and you can do a little dot there. So you've got your 4 body posts marked up, your aerial and your wheel arches marked up. So that's how I get my margins right. So this is where the Blue Peter moment comes in. So we went from that, magically, done that one. So you can see I've done my body post holes, aerial hole, body posts and wheel arches. So You'll see now that will go on now like so. You'll see that I've got my margins. That one's put a little bit higher. Oh, that's why. Like that. Same on the other side. Like that. So you got to think. Once she's sprayed, if the moulded wheel arch is slightly different, once it's sprayed, you'll lose that, and people will just see the margin around the tyre, which I think personally is more important than cutting to their cutout, because it's a HPI shell, so the probability is it's been moulded to fit an HPI motor, but it ain't. It's a Kyle show, so there might be something different. Right, so what I usually use to do all that cutting, obviously curved scissors, straight power, a Sharpie to mark out, and a hobby knife that will cut my window masks, because these body shells, when I got them, didn't come through with no window masks or no decals. So what I'll do is I'll put A4 sheets of masking, I oversize stick them, then I cut out to their section of the window, so hopefully it's as neat as it can. Now usually I use the Tamiya PS. PS are better because it flexes with the plastic, with the Lexan, more than the TS. The TS will crack if it takes an impact, which, says to be fair, every RC takes a whack, so we want the paint to hold out. Anyway, this time, for some reason, well, I'll tell you what the reason was. It was cheaper, and you know, if I'm going to be honest, if it's cheaper, the better. So I'm going to try, and I can't guarantee what it's going to be like, I'm going to try the Core RC colour on this one. Just rattle cans. Rattle cans. Don't know what's up with that green one. I don't do airbrushing. I ain't that good. I ain't that great, you know. I don't go to that extreme of airbrushing. I fully appreciate the guys that do airbrushing. Their body shells are unbelievable. This video is on what I do, and if someone is beginning out and they want to see how to do a body shell, right or wrong, this is how I do it, and I find this is the easiest way, and I get as good of results as I could possibly get. So anyway, I've gone for white, black, I've got a blue, and I've got a green. I'm going to do this predominantly white. I'm going to have some green lines going through it randomly, and I'm going to do the outside of the green lines with a thin black, just to expose them a little bit more. So it's going to be quite intricate, I suppose the word is. Difficult is probably the best word, but we'll give it a go. I mean, as I said before, there might be some spray bleeding, I don't know. I'll try and get it down as good as I can, but it's just a little bit of advice. That's all I'm trying to do with this video. I do use the Tamiya masking tape. I generally get the best results. I don't know if it's Tamiya or another mate that does a white tape, and I haven't got great results out of that, so I use the yellow Tamiya one. That does my edges to get a fine edge, and if I'm doing a block, then I'll just do it with like painter's masking tape just to build it up. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll show you how to mask it, and how I get my shapes and layers for your colours, and then we'll have a spray up, get it all done. And what I do is, because you can buy decals and most body shells will come with decals, as this hasn't, what I generally do is I print onto either a clear or white vinyl off of a printer, off my phone, the decals that I want. Then I'll go over the top of that with a clear to make it waterproof. So I'll very quickly show you how I do that, just in case you want to do your own decals. As I said, I've got nothing for this, so I've got to make my own. So yeah, we'll get on and do the masking, and we'll go from there in regards to spraying. Right, so just in case you was wondering, that's what I use for my drilling of my holes. That bit ain't got a lot left in there, but obviously because it's tapered, you can do like different depths, if you know what I mean. That size, I have to give it a little bit of a wiggle about to get them. But anyway, I got that in the UK. I think it's Tool Station. So yeah, cheap as anything really, 20 quid, 30 quid, but if you're going to do a few of them, then it's worth it. Right, the other thing I wanted to quickly show you is I've cleaned that, as you see on the picture, washed it down inside and out. I generally use a heat gun, not blasting the granny out of it and melting the poor thing, just from a little distance, just to make sure that we're bone dry. I actually do this before and after every coat. Again, people are going to go, oh, you shouldn't do that or something like that. Me personally, if it's warmer, I feel like the spray is going to adhere to it better. That's what I think anyway. That's it. You can feel the warmth obviously through the back of your hand. If the body shell's melted round your hand, you've done it too much. You can see probably, I don't know if you can see now, there's a few scuffs and that where these have been sitting around, and I'm hoping that it'll all come out obviously when I spray up. But yeah, I just want to show you heat gun, the cheap version of a Dremel, and I'll do my holes. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to mask it up now, and then hopefully we can get to the fun part. So as you can see, it's all masked up now, ready for what we want to do. So I did actually find in my collection of decals, I found these masking. So I'm going to try and maybe incorporate some of this to be the green, and then I'll use the tape up like the edges of it, if you know what I mean, and then do that in black. So we'll try and get them on, and then we'll show you the results after that. Right, finally done. If this don't bleed out with the spray at any point, then I'll be absolutely amazed, because there's so much on here, individual ones. So I've gone just for, so that'll be the green, black where the yellow tape is, the up the side, a little bit of the back, on the roof. So first coats first will be the white. So we'll use a heat gun, put a few coats of white on, then I will take either the black or the green off, but we'll see. So we'll just get on with spraying. Right, so I've printed off some decals. So the way I'll do it is you just get clear sticky back vinyl, normal printer, print off what you want, get it off the line or whatever you want to do. Then I get another clear sheet and just cut, like stick over the top of it to make it waterproof. So then I cut both layers out and stick it on, but just in case you wanted to know, I'll do the decals. Yes, I do still buy them. If you want to do something a little bit different, this is an ideal now.